We welcome in Fox Sports, Troy Aikman. Troy, welcome. How are you?
I'm good. Good afternoon, Mike.
All right, Troy, let's start with the Cowboys and the Eagles because that's the big NFC game. It's not a game of – it's really a one-game week, and we'll get to the Manning versus Luck game before we say goodbye. But Cowboys win in a different way and get banged up. Eagles now a different team with Foles at quarterback. Now they're winning. They're actually better, I think, with Foles at quarterback. What do you think of the Eagles and the Cowboys this week?
Well, I tell you, I'm looking forward to the game. I know that. I mean, for two teams that are 3-3, it's I think it's a heck of a matchup, and for NFC East supremacy, I mean, here we are, and who would have thought the Eagles would be in this situation coming into the season? But yeah, it's funny you bring up Nick Foles, and are they better off with him? I know that
they play better, I think, with him. I do.
Yeah, I think, we had them when they played Denver, and Denver got after them pretty good. But I know in preparing for that game and really studying what they were doing offensively and Chip Kelly's offense, I liked it. I just, it's not a gimmick offense. It's very sound. And I said back then that, I don't think you need a quarterback that can really run in order to execute this offense. I
agree.
They certainly got a great runner in McCoy, and it's a nice element if you've got that. But they have a lot of options, and they make decisions based on numbers. And Nick Foles has proven that, and he's played very well. I mean, I think that to what you said is, I think that there's more structure within the offense probably with Foles because he's not able to do all of the things that Vic can do as a runner.
Plus, I think they can score in the red zone where they bog down with Vic all the time. They can't score in the red zone with Vic. I mean, they never do year after year. They get down there. They play great within between the 20s. They never score in the red zone with Vic.
Well, it's both of these teams looking at them coming in. They both are scoring a lot of points, and the Eagles have moved the ball against everybody this season.
Yes.
So it's hard to imagine that they're not going to move the football. And as has been the case for both of these defenses, it's who's going to be able to create some takeaways and and get off the field. But I'm really looking forward to the game. I think I don't know that we're going to know much about either team when we come out of it, but whoever wins is going to be leading the East.
Yeah, what we know is that the Redskins and the Giants aren't going to pose a threat. We know that one of these two teams is going to win it. That's the bottom line. I mean, that we do know. And I think the Cowboys are probably the soundest team, but they took some hits last week. Boy, they did get banged up, and losing Ware really hurts.
Yeah, it hurts losing him. I mean, they've been just decimated along the defensive line going back to training camp, and now to lose, DeMarcus Ware, and then without DeMarco Murray. So, they're shorthanded. I know people around the league don't care because every team's dealing with those types of things. But, DeMarcus Ware, it's interesting to see where he's at really right now in his career. He's had a number of issues already this season. He came out of the game early in the year because of dehydration. Not a real big deal, but he's had back spasms. He's had stingers over the years. He's had shoulder issues. He had off-season surgery, and I think he's 32 years old. He's been a great player. He likely will be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But, is this the beginning of the decline for DeMarcus Ware?
Yeah, very good point. And you made, I thought, a good point in your game last week. I heard you say it, and I couldn't agree more. As someone who watches all the games every Sunday on a bunch of screens, I think there's more injuries than there's been in the past. I know they're trying to come up with ways to curtail injuries. Seems to me I'm watching more players stagger off the field than I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and I mean, it sure seems that way to me. And as I said in the broadcast, I don't know what the data shows, but because there has been so much attention by the league, this has been my point. Hey, all four player safety. I mean, everybody is, but the more that the league talks about, hey, we're all for player safety. Now, they were staring at the face of litigation at the time that all that was going on. But the more that was on the front page, the more it was a reminder to all the moms and dads out there that, hey, you know what? The game's not safe. And so now I wasn't sure if, and I'm still not, whether or not there's as many or more injuries, or we're just so much more aware of it that when we see someone stagger off the field in the past, you just say, oh, yeah, he got his bell rung, he'll be fine, he'll be back playing here next week, and you'll think nothing of it. But because of all the attention about what are the long-term impacts, I think viewers look at it entirely differently, and it's not good for the game and where it's going ultimately. And at least I don't think it is, and what's going to impact then the grassroots level of the kids.